Hi, in this video we are going to talk about more questions on subqueries. In the previous video we introduced subquery, we did some example queries. Let us do some queries which are most asked in interviews. So the first important interview question is finding the second highest salary in an employee table. So we have employees, we have their names, we have their departments. Departments are engineering, sales, engineering, marketing. And these are their salaries, 80,000, 40,000, 30,000, 70,000, 50,000, 40,000. We want to find out the second highest salary, and first highest is 80,000, second highest is going to be 70,000. How do we solve it? We use nested queries or we use subqueries. In the inner query, we find the maximum salary, and in the outer query, we again find the maximum salary such that the salary is smaller than the maximum salary found in the inner query or subquery. Let's write down this query. So we have an inner query that gives us maximum salary. We use the result of this query in the outer query. We say select max salary we can give it a column name, better name as M cell from employee where salary is smaller than this. So we find all the salaries which are smaller than the max salary. So we'll have all these salaries 40, 30, 70, 50, 40. Out of these we want the maximum, which is our second maximum, right? So output will be max salary and this value 70,000. We should rather call it second maximum salary, right? To avoid any confusion. Second maximum salary. So we have solved our first query. Now the next query is finding the name of the person who has the second highest salary. Find name of the person with second highest salary. Name of the employee. Or there can be multiple employees who have the second highest salary. For example, two people getting 70,000. So there is a select. Now how do we find the name? We have found the second highest salary using these queries, this whole query where this is a subquery. Now we use the result of this subquery and we find all those employees whose salary is equal to the salary returned by this query, right? So we'll write one more outer query. We have three levels of nesting here. Select name from employee where salary is equal to this salary. So that's our query to find the names of the employees who have the second highest salary. In this case, it will print the output as RST. Name RST. This will be our output because this person has the second highest salary in this table. Let us now talk about next complex query, which is finding the nth highest salary. We want to find details of the employee who has nth highest salary. Say n is 5. What is the fifth highest salary in this table? First highest is 80, second is 70, third is 50, fourth is 40. Please note that there are two employees at 40,000, but we consider both as fourth highest. Fifth highest is 30,000 salary. So our output should be this employee details. BCD sales 30,000. Now we can't do that n level of nesting and then finding the name of the employee who is this nth highest salary. Those many nestings, variable number of nestings is not possible, right? So how do we do this? How do we find the nth highest salary? Please pause this video for some time. There are multiple solutions to solve this. The idea is this: we consider all salaries in descending order. How do we find all salaries in descending order? We use order by. Order by is used to sort the items in particular order. So we select salaries in order by descending. So that's how I get the salaries sorted. Now I want to pick only n salaries of the sorted salaries. So what do? We use the top n salaries. So top is a keyword in SQL which is used to select top n rows of a given result. We can also use limit. Limit is also used for the same purpose. It is used to limit the number of rows in the output. So whatever you use, you can either use top or you can use limit. So this way you find top 10 salaries or top 5 salaries in this if you want to find the fifth salary, right? Basically top n salaries you find by doing the order by and then using the top or limit. So once you find the top n salaries, you can select the minimum out of these salaries, which will be the nth highest salary. And then once you have the nth salary, you can run this query again, select star from employee where salary is equal to the salary that you have find. So now we understand it, right? We first sort all the salaries in decreasing order. After sorting, we pick the top n rows if we want to find the nth highest salary. We use this as a subquery. Whatever result we get from the subquery, we have an outer query that finds the minimum of the results of the subquery. Then we have one more outer query that finds employees whose salary is equal to this minimum salary. So let's write down the innermost query. What it does, it finds select. We need to use distinct here. To again, if I do not use distinct, then fifth highest salary will come as 40,000. But we want to consider the distinct values and we want 30,000. So we use distinct here. To get the distinct top, say I want to find the fifth highest, so top 5 salary from employee. We use order by and we want to order them in descending order, so we'll use DESC. This is a keyword in SQL to sort them in descending order. So I've selected top 5 salaries and I'll get output as 80, 70, 50, 40, 30 because I've used distinct also, and I'll get them in decreasing order, right? So I use this subquery result and I'll say select minimum salary out of this result, right? From employee where salary in this salary, right? So out of the decreasing order salaries, I selected the minimum. So I got 30,000, right? Now I just want to find the employee details who has this minimum salary. So I'll select a star from employee where salary is equal to this salary that I've written here. Right. So we have 3 levels of nestings and we are able to find the employee whose salary is the nth highest salary. This gives you all. So first you sort all the salaries using the order by in descending order. After sorting, you pick the top 5. After doing this, you select the minimum out of those. And after doing that, once you have the nth highest salary, you find the details of that person. So we have 3 levels of nesting and we got the result. Let us now talk about next exercise. The question says we need to print details of all the employees whose salary is greater than average salary of whole company. So please pause this video and after doing those exercises, you must be able to write the query. It's a simpler one than the previous ones that we did. So it's simple. We'll select the average salary in the inner query. From employee table, we want the overall average. So this gives us the minimum salary, average salary. Now we select all those employees, select a star from employee where salary is greater than this salary. So you find the average salary of all the employees and then you select all those employees whose salary is greater than average salary. So we again using subqueries here to find the average salary and then using outer query to find the details of the employees whose salary is greater than average. Let us now talk about the next question, which says that we need to find details of those employees whose salary is greater than average salaries of all the departments. So what is the average salary of engineering department? It's 75,000. What is the average salary of this department? It's 35,000. What is the average salary of marketing? It's 45,000. So overall maximum average is 75,000. We need to find details of the employees whose salary is more than 75,000, more than 45,000 and more than 35,000. And your output will be ABC. Suppose there was one more employee whose salary was 78,000, then that employee will also come in the output. But here we have only one employee whose salary is greater than all averages. So how do we find the employees whose salary is greater than all averages, all departments averages? Here is an interesting example which uses subquery and group by both. See, there can be multiple solutions to solve it. I'm going to solve it using subqueries, group by, and I'm going to introduce one more interesting concept, which is all. So there are two interesting keywords in SQL, all and any. We have already talked about in, right, and not in. We'll be talking about exists and not exists also. But here we are going to talk about all and any. So all is used to represent all values and any is used to represent any value in the subset. So suppose my question was whose salary is greater than average salary of any department, then I will use any. And my question here says whose salary is greater than average salaries of all the departments. So what I'll do, I'll find the average salaries of all the departments and then I will use all keyword in the greater than condition so that my salary should be greater than average of all departments. How do I find average salaries of all departments? We use group by. We say that select average salary from employee table, group by department. So we get the average salary of every department. Now we put this condition in an inner query. And outer query says that select star from employee where salary is greater than all these salaries. So all these salaries, for all these salaries, we use this all keyword. Let's see this with SQL query. So what do? Select average salary from employee and we use group by to find average according to group of departments. DPT. Right? That's our inner query, right? That finds the average salaries of all departments. So this is going to print, engineering's average salary 75,000, then 35,000, then 45,000. That is what is the result of this subquery. These three averages of three departments. Now we say select star from employee where salary is greater than all. Salary is greater than all salaries of all values of this result, right? So we use all keyword. Suppose my question was greater than average of any department. I mean, any means greater than 35,000, right? Then we would have used any, right? So that's all and any. And here is a query where we use group by and we use subqueries. In the next video, we are going to talk about correlated subqueries.